It's no longer a news that Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast have not been getting along. On the 28th of September 2025, the president of Burkina Faso, Captain IbrahimTraore, confirmed during an interview with journalists the arrest of 6 Ivorian officials from management assistance and assistance with refugees. He justified the measure by saying that his agents had crossed the border and carried out activities on the territory without authorization. He has them accused of operated outside the framework legal and suggested that he would pursue objectives not declared. In another register, he also accused the Ivory Coast to serve as a rare base to operating terrorist groups in the sub-region. Without taking much of your time, I would like us to listen to him.
What are we doing now? We heard the authorities at a press conference. They talked about it in Burkina Faso. How is it going? What did they say? They crossed the border. They were arrested. They are there. Okay, every time someone crosses the border, they enter, they carry out actions, whether it is civilians, generally those who enter, who ask questions, who conduct investigations, that is espionage in fact. So it makes sense that we arrest them and question them. It's like before, there were gendarmes who had crossed armed. It happened 2 times and 2 in between. We arrested them. We took them to Ouagadougou with the weapons, we questioned them. But one day, the Minister of Defense told me that his counterpart had called him if we could release them. I met with the intelligence service and said, listen, if they didn't come back with bad intentions and all this brotherhood of arms and all that, we need to release them. They were released the same day. And we too were hoping that the Ivorians, there are Burkinabe civilians in prison, that they would release them. Unfortunately, 2 or 3 days later, we learned of the death of our brother in prison, and the others who are in prison are still in prison. And even though they are civilians, shopkeepers, listen, that is not good cooperation. So for the 6 elements, we are waiting. At first, we received nothing like this approach or anything. However, the spokesperson for the Ivorian government indicated that they finally hoped that they would prioritize the path of dialogue with Burkina Faso. He said at a press conference last Wednesday that,
we were waiting for them. We too had prioritized the path of dialogue. We also hoped that he would free our innocent civilians and that they would come. But one died in their prison, which is not even a conventional prison. So listen, everyone takes responsibility for their actions and we are not good at lying. We say what is real. We have no one to approach us first.
You heard him clearly. The truth is that the 2 countries are not in good terms. Let me use that word. There is no atom of cooperation between Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast. And the problem here, from my observation, is Ivory Coast. He's not just ready to cooperate. Even when they released his men they arrested, he still insisted in holding back the civilians in his prison. Like the president said here, President IbrahimTraore said here, he held them to a point where a Burkina Faso activist held there died in their custody, you know. And then they at the long run, they said the guy buried himself, the guy deleted himself. All these things do not make sense. We are one. What are they even fighting for? What is the higgy haga? What is all this for? What is all this for? Let them just let peace reign. Where there is all this rift, there is no progress. Africa is one. Why will it always be Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, like all the time? There is no cooperation. This does not make sense to me.